Hello everyone. Welcome to day 22 of the holiday card series for 2024. I'm so happy to have you here. Hello to everyone over in the chat. Lots of familiar faces and names over there. I'm excited to see you all tonight. So this will be the last live holiday card series video for 2024. If you've done the math, day 25 will be next Monday, but I'm not going to be live. At least I don't think I will be. I think it will be a pre-recorded video. It's just getting a little too close for Christmas. You know, Christmas Eve is the next day and whatnot. So I'm going to do a pre-recorded video. So welcome to the last live stream, probably for this year, actually, if I'm, thinking ahead, because I'm going to take time off in between Christmas and New Year's. So welcome. We'll have a lot of fun tonight. So for today's card, I'm going to be using this set of dies from Studio Light. This is the Christmas Hanger die set, and I find myself needing quite a few cards to mail out right before Christmas, so I thought it would be fun to do this one and use pattern papers with it, because it's going to make it a whole lot faster and easier. If you're going to be doing a bunch of cards and you want to have them have some dynamic color and things like that, sometimes pattern paper is a little bit easier. So the pattern paper pad I'm using tonight is the Ombré pad from Craft Consortium, and it has the most beautiful patterns on like both sides, and I think you get four of each design. I just love them so much. I have it linked down below in the video description if you want to check it out. So basically what I've done is I've picked out 6 of these different sheets of pattern paper. They're meant to look like watercolor, which I think just looks amazing. I picked out 6 and I've die cut the main area of the ornament. I'm just going to finish flipping through here so you can see them all. I'm going to finish flipping through these. Okay, that's all of them. All right, so I have cut out basically the ribbon and the base for each ornament. And the way I did that was as I cut each one, I cut the main ornament, and then I just moved the little ribbon die off to the side to get like a little bit of a different color so that it matches, but it's a little bit different. So these are the ones that I've cut out so far. And I think I'm going to cut out 2 more with you all on camera. So I'm going to pick out 2 more little, large, I kind of like, it's the other side of this one right here. I kind of like the white and red. So I think I'm going to do that one. And let's see here. I'm planning to put gold on the ornaments. So I think that like all blue one would be really pretty. It's the other side of that one, actually. All right. So I'm going to move these off to the side so I have a little bit of space to work. And I'm going to continue cutting these out. So I'm planning to use some gold cardstock for the main area of the ornament, like the design that has the leaves and berries and things like that on it. So this is one of those cards, it's going to require a lot of die cutting, right? Like the bulk of what you're doing is going to be in the die cutting. So if you guys have really good Christmas questions, now is the time. Or if you have just random crafting questions, I'm going to field some questions tonight because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of die cutting. I tried to get as much done beforehand as I could, but as you can see, I just, there's a lot of die cutting here. Hello, Brianne. Hi, Shy. Hi, Betsy, Lori, Candy. So good to have you all here tonight. All right, so I'm going to pair these 2 together, just like that. And then for this one, I think I'll have it be like this, and then I'll do the bow down in this bottom corner so that it has some contrast. You could even mix and match the bows with the other bases. I think that would look really nice. The die is from Studio Light. It is the Christmas Hanger die set. I have it linked down below in the video description as well, so you could check that out. There we go. There's that right there. And I'm just making sure that I have a ribbon and the base for each one of these. This would actually be a really fun die set to use for a shaker card, because it has kind of like that frame with it. I think you could make a shaker with it fairly easily. I think it would look really cool. Okay. Oh, that's a good pairing right there. That's going to be really cute. Okay. So now I'm going to take the main ornament design here, and we're just going to cut, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 cards I'm working on tonight. Hold on. I have got to take off my jacket. It's too warm. It's too warm, y'all. Take off my jacket and then we can continue on. Okay, so for the gold cardstock tonight, I'm going to use Anna Griffin matte foil cardstock. And it's really interesting because it comes with 12 8x12 sheets and 12 6x8 sheets. I thought that was just so interesting that it comes with different sizes. I'll use the smaller ones tonight just so I don't have to cut them down. But I just thought that was so interesting. Okay, and also I'm going to flip my cutting plates. I have one that has some things cut into it, but I'm going to have the smooth side toward the foil. And then I can cut this out. And I'm going to try to make it so I can get as many of these on here as possible. Just trying to figure out, I don't know how many I'll be able to get. We'll figure it out. I've also considered maybe doing like glitter foam or even just white foam for this piece here. I think that could be interesting as well. All right, let's see what this looks like with just the gold. All right. I feel like I need to like tap it and get it all. Oh, that came out really easily though. Oh, that's so pretty. There's just a couple little spots that need to be punched out. This is a really pretty gold shade. It's not like the gold I'm used to, like that matte gold from like Simon Says Stamp and Concord and Ninth. Ooh, that's pretty. It is a very rich looking gold. I've still got a couple little pieces in there. But then that can go on like that. Oh, that's pretty. I really like that. Okay, let's get that one little piece out. And then we can continue on. Okay, so Anna Griffin actually has a platinum color as well. I did buy the platinum color also, but it's such a similar shade, but it might look better on the blues. So maybe I'll grab that too. It's definitely not brassy. It is a very, it's almost like a satin gold, not a matte gold. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna have so many die cuts on my floor. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get another one out of that, but I'm gonna save the rest of this sheet and I can cut that down. a little bit later. Okay. Rub this through again. While that goes through, I'll see if I can pop this one out. I kind of like the gold with the blue. Maybe I will keep it gold instead of doing like a silver or the platinum color. This is the most interesting shape. I do like that it's popping out of the die really easily. Starting to get some little areas that are staying in the die, however. So I just have to make sure it's cleaned out before I move on to cut out more. Hi Beth, welcome back for another live. Beth is in the chat saying that it's been a while since she's been able to catch a live. So welcome. Okay. You know what? I think maybe I will go grab that platinum and then you can just see the color difference. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to get this cleaned up. Makes me wonder. I've never understood how to use those. Oh, I guess that's it. Okay. All right. All right. So we've got 4 out of the gold. And I'll grab the platinum here. And then you can see the color difference. It's just like a really subtle difference. I would still categorize it as a gold cardstock. And it has almost a little bit more of a shine to it. But do you see the difference there? They're really close. Oh, it's not platinum, it's champagne. Sorry, champagne. Let me take this out and then you can kind of see the difference. I'll compare it. Those are the color differences. This one in the background is champagne and then this one is the gold. So it's just a little bit different. I like that the gold is really gold without becoming really yellow, if that makes sense. But I do really love this champagne as well. It does look like a weird continent, right? Okay. Let's see if I could get this to, oh, it's getting caught and everything. Am I using that correctly? I assume I am. I mean, it got most everything out. Huh. Except for that one little spot, it got everything. There we go. Huh, okay. All right. I should have put these on adhesive backers. That would have made it really easy. Okay, so the champagne color, we'll compare it, but I think on the cooler toned watercolor background papers, I think it looks a little bit better. I mean, the gold is pretty, but I think maybe the champagne just complements it just a little bit more. I kind of like that these sheets that are 6x8, they're already cut down to a size that's really easy to work with. I'm not going to worry about putting adhesive on these last two. It's fine. Because I'm just going to do spot gluing. I'm not going to glue down every single little segment. You know what I'm saying? Ew, that is so pretty. See, like on the blue, this blue, I think that champagne is just so rich looking. Like that is just so beautiful. I love this. It's like ornate, fancy Christmas without being over the top. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, I think I totally didn't clean out all the pieces on that last one. Because I was chatting. That's okay. It still cut through everything. Why haven't I used this little tool more? Like, it's actually really great. Huh. I've had it in my stash for like ages. I don't even know if Spellbinders sells that one in that color anymore. I've got some like, oh, hello. I've got some pieces that are sticking to the magnetic mat. I think they're like really buried in there. Okay. All right, let's set that aside for a minute while I clean all this up, and then we'll get to adhering all of this together. I'm thinking they could go on really plain white backgrounds, but I might even want to do like an embossed background. We'll see. Okay. I realized when I was counting up the amount of people on my Christmas card list, I'm like, okay, I need like 115 cards. And I think I only have 90 made right now. Around 90, a little less. I think I've got 88 to be exact. Which seems weird because I swear like a month ago I had 75. You'd think I'd have more than that, but that was the count. Okay. All right, so now I just need to go through and make sure all of the little itty bitty pieces are cut out of these. I guess I can use this tool for that too, right? Well, sort of, not really. It's easier just to eyeball this and like go around and punch them all out. And some really popped out easier than others. Okay. Can't believe how many pieces were still in that. That's crazy. Yes, I will be mailing all of them. We've got, I mean, I had about like 60 to 70 just on my own. And then after I got married, then we added all my husband's family and his friends that he needed to send cards to. So it has just grown over the years. Sometimes people, like depending on who they are. Like some people get handmade cards and others get like our photo card. But I'm trying to do all handmade cards this year. So that's why I'm aiming for the full 115. Popping out these last little few. And I'm sure as I adhere them, I'll find even more little spots that I didn't catch. Okay. Just getting all of these popped out. I feel like I should have like Christmas music playing in the background or something. Because there's just a whole lot of like tedious die cut prepping right here. Just because I want to make so many of them. I could have just done one. And I thought about just showing maybe just like one or two. But like, I'll be honest, I need every single one of these cards. And the other thing that I'm doing this year, I used to hand address all the envelopes, but this year I'm doing printed labels. I'm running out of time, y'all. Christmas is next week. I need to get these cards into the mail no later than probably Wednesday. And even then, I think it'll be iffy if they get there before Christmas. Okay, come on. Karen, yes, those are color cubes. They're by Sarah Renee Clark. Probably if you Google color cube, you'd probably get her website. Oh my word, so many little pieces. They'd probably make really good shaker bits. I mean, look at that. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to try to decide if I want to swap some of these because I like the champagne on the cooler toned ones a little bit more. I don't know that it really matters. I think I'll just go with wherever it's at. Okay. Now, if you have like a spray adhesive that you really love, you could do that. I would just caution you if you're going to use spray adhesive to make sure that you're in a well ventilated area. So let's see. I'm gonna put glue on these in an exact method. I'm basically adding glue to the frame and then just the pieces that are kind of like hanging out or extending into the middle. I think that'll do great. And then lining it up according to the top there. And using liquid adhesive is great because then you have a little bit of time to move it around a little bit to try to get it centered just right. That's not quite perfect, but close enough that I could put my paperweight on top. We'll come back and adhere. You know what? We could adhere the bow right now. All right, so the bow is going to go right there. So really, it only needs adhesive like right across the center. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. All right, moving on to this blue one. So I'm using the same method that I was doing before. Some dabs of glue on the top, and then I'm going to use a continuous line around this exterior frame, and then just kind of hitting the edges that are sticking out by themselves. We'll get the blue bow on top. That bow doesn't stand out quite as much as the other one does, but pretty close. All right, am I missing any spots on this one? Nope, we're good. Micro glue dots. You know, I haven't had good luck with like the micro glue dot sheets. It might be because I live in a very dry climate and the sheets just dry out very quickly. But the projects that I've done where I've used the micro dot sheets, unfortunately, they haven't held up over time. Like the cards come apart. So I hesitate to use them, especially for cards that are going to be sent out through the mail. All right. This one really doesn't want to move. Come on, honey. There we go. Put that right there. Oh, I love those like burgundy, pink, mauve shades. So pretty. Lots of great tips in the comments on how to do different methods for adhering intricate die cuts like this. So if you're watching the live replay, or if you're watching live now, make sure you check out those comments because there's a lot of really good suggestions. I think I'm going to do the interior glue dabbing first, because then maybe I'll have a little more time to really squidge the glue around the outer edge. And I just saw a piece that needs to be punched out right there. Okay. This one really wants to bow up, so it most definitely needs the paperweight on top. I'll just let that hold there for a moment while I put adhesive on the back of this piece. Grab that. Put that back down. It's really gotta sit there for a bit, hold down for a bit. Okay, onto this purple one. We are halfway done already. They're adhering pretty quick, actually. Yes, I said squidge. Sometimes they just, the glue, I think I said it needs to move. That's what I was meaning. Okay. Okay, it seems like the champagne cardstock is kind of like curling up more than the gold. I think that's what I'm noticing. Oh dear, Vicky says, your hands are so steady, you should have been a surgeon. That scares me. I watch Grey's Anatomy. Okay. It's true. Sometimes I do card surgery. Or, well, I would say more often than card surgery, it is stamp surgery. Okay. Just get the outside. Outside rim here. Got like a little piece of, oh, that's glue. I thought it was cardstock. Oh well, I'm using my fingertips now. So when I was originally planning this card, I thought I would watercolor the background. But I like that I'm getting a lot here. Oh, Sika. Hi, Sika's kitty. Which kitty was it? Was it your boy cat or your girl cat? All right, just got 2 more to go. Yeah, it's kind of like the champagne one really curls up. Maybe it's because of how intricate this die is. Or die cut, I should say. It was a boy. It was the boy. Cute. I guess with the champagne version, I just really have to make sure I have glue down on all the little segments, because otherwise they will pop up. Okay, going around the outer edge. And that down onto the base. See how it just wants to curl up? No curling up for you. Okay. They still want to curl up right now, but we'll put that down. We'll stop that. Yeah, I think if I was to do this again, I might have just used a full adhesive sheet. It would make it a little bit easier. But also, I like that I can kind of, I have a little bit of wiggle room if I need it. I think these would be really pretty cut out of foam as well, like glitter foam. I think it'd be really pretty. Okay. Getting a little bit of this glue dabbed on to each one of these areas. And then around the outer frame. Okay. That string right there. Okay. All right, so now we've got to decide what size card we want to do. Do we want to do an A2 or even a 5x7? Let's look at what these ornaments look like on both, like size-wise. Okay, so on an A2 card, oh, that's a pretty good size. I like that. That's really pretty. Or we could go 5x7 and it's just a little bit more dramatic. I'm thinking A2 is probably going to work best. So I'm going to grab a bunch of card bases. And then I was considering, because for the greeting on each one of these, I thought just to keep it simple, I would pick out some sentiment strips. I've got a bunch of these reverse sentiment strips from Simon Says Stamp and CZ Design. I thought it would be really easy just to cut out a bunch of these and use those kind of like right in the center of each one of these ornaments. So I'm thinking I could do that. And also it won't like cover up too much of the ornament design. I would hate for it to cover everything up because it's so pretty. I love those. So we could do that, keep them very simple, or even do a textured background just in white. I think it could be really interesting. Pick like a really simple embossing folder and do that. So I'm gonna come find like maybe even just like polka dots, or I don't know, just something really, really simple, like nothing too crazy for an embossing folder. Like this one could be pretty. I'm gonna keep that one out just as an option. But I have a bunch of other embossing folders that could work. Ooh, that's pretty. Monoline Stars. That could be really, actually that might compete with the design on the ornament itself. So I might want something a little bit more, I don't know, just not quite as intense as that. Let's see here. That one could work. I'm just grabbing a few to choose from. I've got like a bunch, like when we did our embossing folder over at OCC, over at Online Card Classes, they, Spellbinders, I don't know if they did it because we had the class or maybe just it was coincidence, but they had a big, huge sale on their embossing folders and I partook in that sale. quite a bit. Okay. There's even one called Christmas wrap paper. Oh, beveled diamonds. That's such a good one. I use that one all the time. It might be my favorite. Tufted and corrugated are also really good. All right, I've got a few to choose from. In fact, I could just do a bunch of different ones. Okay, let's look at them. All right, I was thinking this one could be good. It's just like a really simple background. That could also be good. I think that's really pretty. Okay, beveled diamonds, always so good. I think it might compete a little bit with the pattern on the ornament though. Corrugated is very simple and it adds just a little bit of texture. I think that could be really interesting. Huh. I'm really kind of liking this one. It's called Classic and it is very classic. I like that. This is really pretty though. I really love that too. Gosh, what do I want to do? And you know what? I'm kind of thinking, what if I did 5x7 cards, had a panel cut that was the embossed panel, and then had that popped up on top. I like that idea. Or, wait, hear me out. What if we did the embossed panel on the gold or champagne cardstock? Is that crazy? Like, I wonder what it would look like. Would it be like too much? It might be too much. Like on top. Let's try it. Okay, these sheets are cut to 6x8. So if I cut them so that they were 6x4, so I could get 2 out of each one. Okay. So if that's 4 inches, so that would make it 5 1/4 if it was completely matted. All right, let's just try this. It might look terrible or it might look really great. We don't know. Trying to decide if this one's going to be better or if beveled diamonds would be better. All right, I've also got to figure out, okay, if I want it to be popped up, which side? Okay, I think I need to put it in this way. Okay. I'm also going to do the trick where you use a wet baby wipe to go over. See, look how pretty that looks just on that. That's gorgeous. Haven't even done it yet. You do the baby wipe on both sides. Sorry, my die cutting machine is off camera, but just know it's there. So you do the wet baby wipe on both sides, and it just gives it a little bit of moisture. Let's see if this is going to work. All right. Come out. Ooh. You could see the moisture on it, but that's pretty. Talk about fancy. That's great. Okay, so then we mat this on the card. Oh my word, that is so pretty. I think I want it cut down even a little bit more, or maybe even put it on a 5x7. Let's see here. I put it on a 5x7. I could cut it so it was matted better. but that's very striking. Wow. Okay. That is very striking. And I'm thinking I put it in upside down, but that's okay. This is not the right size. This isn't the size we want. We want like, okay, we do want it 4 by 6. We want it 4 by 6 exactly. I just cut off too much. We want it 4 by 6. Okay. Not a problem. And I like the 5 by 7 idea. Let's go with that. So I need a bunch of 5 by 7 card bases. And we need another one of the champagne. And then 2 more sheets of the gold. And it's nice that these pre-cut sheets, I just had to cut them in half and they're like the perfect size. So, gorgeous. Okay, I need 1 more sheet of the champagne. Okay. And since we know we're doing this, I will just go ahead and bring my Platinum 6 die cutting machine over, since it's going to take a minute to do all 8. Okay. And this is also telling me that I probably don't need to, what's the word? Use water on the front of the cardstock. I don't need to do it on the front. I can just do it on the back, and that'll probably be enough. Okay. Grab my machine and my die cutting sandwich. All right, so here we go. I'm just getting the back wet with my baby wipe, putting it into the embossing folder. And then I have my adapter plate, just the base and then the adapter plate. I'll run that through. Okay, let's see how that looks with it flipped over the other direction. Oh, that's so pretty. I love that. All right, so we'll put this on the card front. And then the ornament can go right on top. And we'll put the greeting on it as well. That's very striking. I love it. Okay. I don't even know if I need to do the baby wipe. Let's try it without. But I am going to try to get it kind of centered on the pattern a little bit better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. Yeah, that's centered on the pattern a little bit better this time. Oh my word. I'm tempted to like try a couple of the other embossing folders that we were considering just for some difference. Let's do it. Let's try Circle Illusion. Just trying to get that centered on there. Oh my word, this is so pretty. Why have I never done this with metallic papers before? Like, what? That is gorgeous. All right, we'll do 2 of these out of this one. Wow, I am in love with this. This little thing keeps popping out of my platinum machine. It like covers up where you tighten the crank. Cracks me up. Oh my word. I love that. Every single one. Okay, let's try another folder. I was kind of wanting to do corrugated because I think, I mean, it's simple, but I think it could be really cool. So let's try corrugated. Oh, I put it in backwards. Dang it. Don't break my folder, please. Yeah, I put it in with the, not the fold going in first. Ooh, that one was not good. Look at this. Well, I guess we figured out how much embossing it could take. Not this much. Oops. Okay. That was one of the gold ones, so I'm going to have to cut another one. It was a good thought. Okay. So no to the corrugated. But let's see here. I think this one's really pretty, but it's not a 3D, it's just a 2D. So I'm gonna have to change up my sandwich a little bit. Okay, so for regular embossing folder, we need the platform top and the cutting plate. Do I know where the rest of my plates are? That is the question. We might be, what's the word? Restricted to only using 3D folders because I have no idea where my other plates are. I've set them aside and I don't know where I put them. Dang it. Okay, well, no 2D folders for us tonight. Only 3D folders. Oh, I could do a 2D folder through my Empress machine. Let's try that. Because it pretty much just replaces one of the plates. Let's try that. Yeah, it's about one plate. Let's try that. All right, how do we do? Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. It is cracking a little bit, so maybe I will try a little of that baby wipe on the front and back. I don't know really how much it really affects the front, but let's try it. And then through the Empress. it didn't really change it either way. It looks great though. Okay. All right. Let's pick another folder. Got the Dazzling Dots. Ooh, and Tufted. I love Tufted. We're doing Tufted next. We've only got 2 more to do anyway. Okay. I'm like, hello? Why aren't you going through? There we go. Oh, I'm putting it in wrong again. I'm glad I stopped it. Needs to go this way. Okay, there we go. My word, it's so violent when it pops out. Oh my word. I love Tufted so much. I love it every time I use it. I'm like, sometimes I wonder, why do anything else? Just use Tufted. Tufted's going to look amazing no matter what you put it on. Oh my word. It scares me every time it pops through. Okay. Oh my word. Stop it. It's so good. Okay. I think we have 8. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we've got 8 of the textured backgrounds. I'm going to take my embossing folders and put them off to the side. Okay. I just grabbed a bunch of card bases. I know I grabbed too many, but that's okay. Oh, wow. These are going to be so great. Okay. I'm thinking I think I am going to have to put them on foam to make it so that they actually adhere. So, but I don't want it to be like, what's the word? Super thick. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this. Probably would be easiest just to do like big, thick sheets of foam. And my like roll of foam tape is missing. Of course it's missing. Okay, I'll break out a new one. This will have to work. Okay, I'll grab my nonstick scissors because we're going to be adding a lot of foam. The fact that we're nearing the end and it's 8 cards in an hour, I think it's pretty great. Okay. I'm thinking foam because the foam can really get into all the areas of the embossing, and then it will really stick to the card base. I think if I used a regular adhesive, like a tape runner or even glue, there are so many raised areas. Like this one, not as much. You can kind of see how it's more flat. I probably could glue that one straight down to the card. But some of these other ones, specifically Tufted, there's more raised areas than not. So you really do have to be strategic with what you're adhering it with. Okay. This one, I think I probably could adhere directly down. This one has quite a few raised areas, so I think I'm going to do foam on the back of these. But the other ones, I think there's enough flat that I could probably just do a tape runner. So we will do it that way. So some of these cards will be a little more popped up than others. Not a huge deal. I'm also thinking I need to put foam behind the ornaments. I have 1 millimeter foam squares, but not foam strips. Otherwise, I would do that as well. Or instead of, I should say. This will be nice. It'll give it a little bit of a, so give it some dimension. Okay. All right, and then these, well, maybe I will just do the foam on them. I will. I mean, it's coming together pretty quickly. It's not that big of a deal. You could really see the color difference between those right there. Oh, and I'm just noticing there's some tears right here. Oh yeah, I think Spellbinders has the best embossing folders. They've done some really great, like, quiet patterns, you know, that you can pair with things. I think Simon Says Stamp has some of the better, like, kind of like picture embossing folders, you know, like something that has like imagery to it, whereas Spellbinders has the best, like, repeated pattern embossing folders. Oh yeah, Tufted. Oh, that's my favorite. Whenever I use it, I'm just like, wow, that is such a good embossing folder. It has like a soft touch to it, you know? Like, it just, it adds that almost like fabric touch to paper. I think that's why I love it so much. Okay. Then when it comes to adhering the ornaments to the cards, I might use those like thinner foam squares so it's not popped up too much, because I am going to have to mail these, right? Like, Anna Griffin does call this cardstock like luxury cardstock, and when you use it with an embossing folder like this, it does look very luxurious. I think Anna Griffin has some embossing folders. Maybe? flavored. That's so pretty. Oh, it just shows the texture so amazing. Okay. All right, let's get the tufted ones on. Not completely centered, but that's okay. Trying my best. Okay. Once again, not quite centered, but that's okay. This particular foam tape, it's one that I get on Amazon, is super sticky. So really, if I was being smart, I would do what Kathy Zielski does, which is she puts a little bit of liquid glue on her foam tape, and then it gives her time to kind of wiggle it around. But also, I'm impatient. I want it to just be stuck down so I can move on. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, so now we need to pair the champagne ones with the champagne and then the gold with the gold. All right, so that's champagne, that's gold. That's champagne. The champagne has a little bit more of a shiny texture to it. Okay, I'm thinking, yeah, let's put some thin foam squares on the back of these. I'll just peel off a whole chunk. These are actually 2mm now that I'm looking at it. I meant to grab 1mm, but that's okay. I feel like these are going to get a little bit crushed in the mail. Like normally I would put even more foam tape on. All right, since I've got those done, I'm going to, where are my little tiny thin foam squares? Where are they? Oh, nope, I've got little dots. Oh, I've got to finish this one, or I can just take it off. We'll just take that off. There we go. And these are like super thin. They're kind of harder to peel up though. This is annoying. I don't like this. I don't want to do that. That annoys the crap out of me. No, thank you. However, if I am going to do like 2mm, I'm just going to grab these then I could go like this. And it will be a whole lot easier to get the entire ornaments without it like having a lot of areas that cave in. There we go. I like that more. All right, and I have like 5 million of those foam strips. If I could find where I put them. Where did I put them? Okay. Oh, here they are. Are you 2 millimeter? You are. I have a feeling we're going to need a couple of those sheets. Oh, thank you, Misty. I think you kind of have to be, especially when you're going live. Okay, we'll put those over there. These are going to be right here. Trying to be better about how I'm adhering all this foam tape to get it on there a little bit more evenly. I guess I could also use just like my regular foam tape, and then I don't have to use these little strips. But I'm also like just pulling them off like 3 strips at a time. We're not even to the sentiment strips yet. Whew. This is definitely going to take us the full 90 minutes. I try to do these in about 90 minutes because I think much longer than that, it's hard for people to watch from beginning to end. And even at 90, it's kind of pushing it. Yeah, I'm really speeding through here. But you know what? 8 cards. I'm very happy with that. Oh, Andrea says, I always budget 90 minutes for a Christina live. Well, that's good. I aim for about 90. If I get it in an hour, which I have sometimes in the past, sometimes You know, sometimes I can get it done in just an hour, but for the most part, it's more like 90. And I would say that's about average for me anyway when I'm filming a card. Makes me think of like French Victorian something or other. Okay. I'm just building a little nest over here with all my release papers. Oh, I really love this one. Just like the pinks. So pretty. Okay. And then over here, we've got all of our little foam squares. Yes, I agree. All of them are really pretty. Kelly, I will volunteer to be your silent assistant and peel all those for you. Well, thank you. I am hard at work tonight. I'm not chatting as much because I'm trying to speed through. Ooh, this navy blue is so stunning. Oh, isn't that just pretty and how it catches the light on that embossing folder? Stop it, that's gorgeous. They're like sticking to my hand. Okay. Last one, and then we'll cut out some greetings and get those adhered. Okay. I have like 5 million release paper things over here. I'm going to try to compile them so I can take them to the trash all in one go. Okay. So let's figure out which sentiment strips to use. I think these might be kind of nice. There's lots of like repeated like words. I think the white ones are in here too, yeah, but we probably want the black. I like just like the Merry Christmas, Joy of the World, From Our Family to Yours. Those are all really good ones. This is the CZ Design Reverse Typed Christmas. So I'm going to grab my little mini trimmer from Tim Holtz. Also, these ones that say Season's Greetings are nice. Okay, so got a bunch there. I'll cut those down more. Then let's see here. I think I like this Merry Christmas. It's just right in here. I'm purposely picking very small greetings so that it doesn't take up too much of the ornament. Okay, I think that's probably enough to choose from. Diane, note to self, use embossing folders for Christmas cards next year. Oh yeah, they totally pack a punch. Okay. So then it'd just be like that, From Our Family to Yours, just like super simple. I think I'll get these all distributed out onto my work surface here. And then I can just start deciding what goes where. Christmas blessings is going there. You guys can't see it on screen, but my little Merry Christmas that I cut out is not centered. See that? It's not centered. So I'm just gonna give it a little trim, and then we're all good. Do 2 Merry Christmases. Let's do some Happy Holidays. I'll have all the embossing folders I used today listed in the supplies. This is Circle Illusion, Beveled Diamonds, Tufted, and then I can't remember what that one's called, Faceted Star or something like that. I'll have them listed. Okay. So now I can just use some more of the foam strip. Just to put that on the back of each one of these. Actually, I probably could just adhere these not popped up, but in fact, that might be a good idea because they're already pretty dimensional and they do have to go through the mail. So I think maybe, well, I don't know, they've got to go on top of all that. Let's see here. I'll put a pretty big glob of glue on there so that I feel like From Our Family to Yours needs to have like a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays with it, right? Like it needs to be like Happy Holidays from our family to yours. I like that idea. And I like them kind of skewed a little bit. So I'm going to have to cut out a couple more greetings, but that's okay. It makes me think of that magnetic poetry. Okay. And I think I'll do that to hold that in place. Glue that on. And then I'll put a paperweight on that as well. Okay, I think I forgot to cut out one more. Do I have another From Our House to Yours? Oh, I don't. Okay. Darcy's asking, will you match up to colored envelopes or send all in one neutral color? I probably will do all in white, just because these are some very specific colors. I don't know that I would have any that would really match. So I'll probably just do white. Okay, I ran out. What was that? Happy Christmas for that over here. What? I thought I only had to cut out one more, but I guess I need to cut out two more. Okay. I feel like I could just hold that in place just a little bit. And then I don't have to put the paperweight on it. Yeah, I will anyway. Okay, we're almost done here. We're right at 90 minutes. I did do a few, like I did 6 of the colored portions before starting. So it did take a little bit longer than 90 minutes to do 8 cards. That's pretty good. Oh my word, Christy. That's a very generous super chat. Did you accidentally put a 9 in there that you didn't mean to? Thank you. That's so sweet of you. I was just texting with Christy. Christy's one of my friends from my original crafty cruise back in 2019. I was just texting her today. I was like, hey, can you send me your new address? Because she recently moved. So we were texting a little bit today. All right, one more. Barbara's asking where I got my glass block. It's a glass paperweight that says share handmade kindness. I will link to it in the supplies, but yeah, I've been using them a while. I actually have 2 of them, and I recommend getting 2. They're nice and heavy. Christy, I don't have a Patreon, but I do have premium memberships here at YouTube. So if you should see a join button somewhere. So if you want to join my premium membership here at YouTube, you can. We're doing our monthly Zoom call on Friday. For those of you who are in my premium membership, it'll be this Friday. All right, so here are all the cards. So many of them. Like, holy crap. So many cards. Look at that. I love it. All right, I'm going to do a little wrap up for those watching the edited replay. And then I'll come back for just a few minutes. Oh, yes, Marianne, Bossy Jossy is the one who has the paperweights. Okay, so here are the finished cards for today. In total, it took me probably about an hour and 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to finish everything, including the pieces I die cut before going live. But I really love how it all turned out. Let's look at the difference between the 2 metallic papers. We've got the champagne on this side, and then the gold, the matte gold on this side. I think they're very rich looking. So dramatic and pretty. Very luxurious. Anyway, just a reminder that the ornament dies that I used are from Studio Light. This is the Christmas hanger die set. The metallic cardstocks are from Griffin. And then the pattern paper is from Craft Consortium. It's the Ombré 6x6 pad. So I hope you check those out. I'll have links down in the video description to everything that I've used. And thanks so much for joining me today. I'll be back on Wednesday with day 23 of the holiday card series. Thanks for watching. Okay. All right. I'm going to stack these up, get those ready. Misty's reminding us that postage is going up about every 6 months for the next few years. That is true. So I have lots of postage already, but is that going to prevent me or stop me from buying new postage stamps? You bet it won't. I don't know if you guys saw, but in 2025, they're releasing Betty White postage stamps. How adorable. And they're like purple. She's wearing purple, which is so great. Because I don't think we have enough purple colored postage stamps. A lot of my postage stamps, like what I use is determined by what the color is on the stamp. So yeah. Mary's asking if I'll link the roll of adhesive from Amazon. Yes, I will. Well, Lori is saying if the price of stamps are going up again, they need to improve their service. The problem is they were restricted from upping their pricing for multiple years because of congressional oversight. And so they are not running in the green at all. They should have upped their postage prices multiple times, many more times over the years, and they did not. So I believe, I don't know all the details on it, but some of those restrictions have loosened, and so now they are allowed to raise their prices up to a level that is sustainable for what the Postal Service does. And the USPS is actually pretty amazing. They will go places where other delivery services will not, especially in rural areas. So USPS is like a lifeline for a lot of people who live in areas that are not urban populated. I mean, it's their way of getting groceries and medications and things like that. So I love the United States Postal Service. I know like postage stamp prices going up and shipping prices going up is a little bit of a nuisance, but I'm here to support them. I'm not going to complain about it, because when I think about like I can put this card in the mail and I can get it all the way across the country for under $1, blows my mind. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, yes, such a valuable resource. Sorry to get on a soapbox there. I just had to say that. Anyway, I'm going to close up for the night. I've got to go, like I said earlier, I've got to work on all these cards that are going out. I've got to print out labels. I've got to start like, because I do write inside all of my Christmas cards. I just write a short little message, like nothing too crazy, but I do like to write in them. So I'll be writing inside my Christmas cards. And as I mentioned, I've got 115 of them that I need to get out in the next couple of days. So I'm expecting hand cramps from all the writing. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Like I said earlier, I'll be back on Wednesday with day 23 of the Holiday Card Series. Thanks for watching.